Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and my name is David Adade. I talk about studies in Germany, living in Germany, and also working in Germany. So in today's video we are going to talk about some example of student jobs that you can find here in Germany. So before we start, I want to let you know that as a student you can work for 120 full days or 240 half days in a year. So, and also 20 hours per week. So that is the requirements, and it will always be in your resident permits. And most of the times companies will not give you much or anything more than that. Okay, so if you want to really find out how much you can earn for a month like a student, I did a separate video which will likely to pop up here, or I also leave the link in the description box in case you want to check it out. So before I go on the list, I want to also tell you that here in Germany people do not actually look down upon people because of their type of employment or the type of job that they are doing. So you could do any job, you could do anything provided it's not illegal, and also help you in your daily expenses and all that. People will respect you for, doing something. It's not like people are going to look down upon you because of the type of job that you do. So I just want to chip in this so that you not be too selective when it comes to student jobs, or you not to be too picky when it comes to student jobs. Yeah, so let's get right to the video. Okay guys, I'm going to divide the video into two, that is jobs that require German, and then jobs that don't really require German. So I'll first of all start with the jobs that require German speaking, or if you are able to speak in German or even a little bit, you could work in these kind of jobs, or probably you can work in any job, let me put it that way, because here in Germany the official language is German and everyone speaks German. So yeah. So first of all, as a German speaker or someone who can speak German a little bit, you can work in your field of studies. And I'm starting with field of studies because it's always good to work in your field of studies, because after your school you will have kind of work experience, and you can also put in your CV. So it's always good to put that on your first list to get a job that will complement what you are studying. So there are a lot of jobs that if you search your studies or your course of study, you could find that it's kind of related, and then you can pick those jobs so that you can also put in your CV. Okay, so the second one, if you're able to speak German a little bit, these ones are jobs that are given by the student administration, which in German we call it Studentenwerk, and they provide jobs for administrative works. They also provide jobs for their catering services, housing. They have a whole lot of sub parts of their work that they normally want students in that regard. So you could also apply jobs to that, and then they can pick it up, and then you can work there. So that is the second one. And then the third one is that you could also work as a student assistant. So most of the departments or the faculties want some of the students to help them in terms of administrative work and all that. So you could also apply for students assistant jobs. And also it depends if the department is a whole German kind of, there are some departments that they don't even have English courses under them. So in those departments you need German to work there, and strictly will be German speaking person. Okay guys, so the next one is working students. So working students are mostly companies, companies they put on these working students that they need students to come and fill those positions to help them in office work, administrative work. So you could also search for student work um, on most of the companies, the big companies, and then you could also work there. So because the company language or the interaction between the employees of the company are mostly German, they sometimes require someone who can speak a little bit of German. Okay, guys, so the next one is being an attendant or service person in restaurants, coffee shops, any job that you deal with customers, like even supermarkets. You could be also employed over there because here you are going to deal with people directly and you have to be able to speak German. So they mostly require someone who can speak a bit of German. So if you also want to work in a coffee shop or restaurants, or you want to work in a supermarket or any other shops, could be a pharmacy, could be anything you can think of, and you're able to interact with customers, then you must be able to also speak German. So that's also another one that as a German speaking person you could also work there. Okay guys, so the next one that I want to talk about is that you could also do any other job provided, as I said earlier, provided it's legal. I mean, it will not also interrupt with your studies. I mean, you're good to go to do it. It could be German speaking, it could be English speaking, it could be anything provided you understand the language of or the culture of the company or the institution or the firm, you could work there. So these are the jobs that are mostly offered to German speaking students, and you could find one in this list that I mentioned. Okay guys, so let's move on to English jobs. I mean, they sometimes call it English jobs, or I mean jobs that require English speaking and mostly do not require fluent German. They don't require you to speak German, but you can still work there. A lot of students can't speak German, not even a bit, not even one word, but then they still work here in Germany. So the first one I'm going to talk about is working in your field of study. So you can work in any company that is directly with your field of study. So for example, if you study mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, or any other course that you can think of, provided there's a company that wants, and some of the companies do want English speaking students. They don't put much emphasis on the language, and so in this case you can work there. Okay guys, so the next one is also studentenwerk jobs, like I mentioned, the German speaking one. The studentenwerk deals with students, and most of the students are not only German students, they are also international students who could not also speak German, but most of them can speak English. So they also sometimes employ people with actually no regard to language. I mean, provided you can speak English, and that is fine. So some of the student-work jobs, administrative, housing, catering, they have a whole lot of sub jobs that you could also apply in that regard. So you could work with the student-work as an English-speaking student. Okay, guys. So the next one is student assistants. There are some departments or faculties that are entirely English, and even some of the lecturers are international professors, or they are from different countries who come to Germany to teach. So in this case, there are a lot of professors who would want someone also who can speak English and to work with them. So you can apply for student assistance jobs also at your department or even a different department, but mostly it's always linked with what you study. So you could find these student assistant jobs also. Yeah. And mostly these student assistant jobs are displayed on the university websites, so you could find those jobs over there. Okay, guys, so as an English speaker, you can also work with international companies or startup companies, IT companies. A whole lot of companies also require English speaking students in that regard. So you could also find these startup companies or international companies here in Germany, and you could also work there. The next one is warehouse jobs. If you come to most of the big cities in Germany, a lot of students are working in the warehouses, and there are a whole lot of warehouse jobs around here in Germany. And the biggest of all is Amazon, and Amazon employs a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of other category of people to work with them, and in that regard they also employ a lot of students. So if you want to work in a warehouse, for example, Amazon gives you that opportunity to work with them. Also, you can work with clothing firms or clothing companies, and a whole lot of companies or warehouse, just from mini to macro companies or firms that you can think of. So as a student, you are not limited to this kind of job also. So you can also work in that field as well as a warehouse worker or employee. Okay, so guys, the next one is delivery jobs. So from when the coronavirus really started, most of the restaurants, coffee shops, a lot of even some of the supermarkets closed down. So the job opportunity that some companies created was to deliver food stuff or items to people's doorstep. So these delivery jobs has been set up, and there are a lot of them. Even there are still other companies coming on, and there are also a number of them already here operating here in Germany, that you could deliver food for people. You can deliver vegetables. You can deliver any other things to people in their houses. So also they also employ students in this field to work to deliver these items to people. So this does not actually require a language at all. I mean, it doesn't require German language at all, because it's more of a transport thing. So you don't really speak much to the customers. When you go to their desk, when you go to their doorstep, you just have to ring their bell, and then you notice them that you brought their food, or you brought the item, and then you can hand them to them. So that is it. And there are a lot of companies that are coming on board, and they employ a lot of students in this also. Okay, guys, so like I said, in the German speaking jobs, for example, you could also work in any other job as a student, provided it's legal. I want to put the emphasis on legal, because if you do illegal stuff and you are being caught, you will find yourself wanting. So you can do any job here in Germany provided it's legal. And as a student also, if it will not affect your studies, so you have to find the schedules. There are some jobs that are flexible for you, that you could even select the days that you want to work. So you look at your schedules, you look at when you are free, and then you can choose. You can tell your employer, okay, I'm free on this day, I can work on this day, and then they can give you those shifts. So basically, there are a whole lot of jobs here in Germany, even the corona testing jobs. There are a whole lot. I could not even mention a lot of them. But then I also did a video where you could find jobs. There are some websites that are general, like all the big companies. Every company lists their vacancies over there, and then you can apply for jobs also there. So I did a separate video on that, and I'm going to also leave the link of that video in the description box. So in case you want to find out these websites that you can go and check out jobs in Germany, jobs, you can select a city like Munich or Berlin, Frankfurt, and then you can apply for those jobs. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope in this little way that you could find job as a student. So if you have any question, if you have anything, just leave them in the comment section and then I'll answer them for you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you another one. Thank you. Bye.